Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings. I pray that all is well and you all are in the best of health and spirits. It is your sister and brother Sean Ali this afternoon for our health and wellness power hour. As you all come in, please share the video. Share the video. Sharing is caring. And we're on today. We're going to be talking about in the hereafter. There is no medicine and no drugs. We're going to be talking about how to eat to live, so that we can live life and live it more abundantly. All right. So, Brother Sean, how are you? Assalamu alaikum.
Well, alaikum assalam. Says all is well, alive, and
That's
powerful.
right. That's right.
Mm,
That's right.
right, right.
Praise be to Allah. So, yes,
Yeah.
let's get into our topic on how to eat to live and in the hereafter. Let's sit ourselves in heaven at once.
And that's a blessing that I don't think is appreciated to the fullest extent that it could or should be. The how to eat to live blessing.
Right.
And for those that even you don't have to be a believer to practice
Mm,
the principles because the principles aren't necessarily based on religion. In it
exactly.
in the book it tells us that our savior Master Farad Muhammad, he gave us this because he saw our eating habits. He ate with us. He saw our condition from our eating habits, the poor health, all of the pills we were taking then. This is in the 30s. So we haven't decreased our dependency on these things. But
Right.
he saw our condition. And from that, he was able to give us, and it's even though it is definitely applicable to everybody, but we got to understand that he was just specifically looking at our condition and gave us
Right.
something, man, that it's not just, oh, I want to lose weight, let me learn how to eat to live, or I got diabetes, or I'm sick, or it's COVID-19. No, in this, he gave us the solution to death.
Right.
And I don't want nobody to tune out right now. Yes, we all eventually will die. But in the course of that, we are now taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in the books of How to Eat to Live that there is no set time for us to die,
That's
that
right.
we kill ourselves daily. Right? Hey, it, look at the title. Out of all of the, hold it up one more time, sis. Out of all of the titles of on the books, none of them say from God in person. None of them have that pretext of from God in person. And How to
Right.
Eat to Live, book 1 and book 2, we had from God in person. And so I'm looking at the significant factor of the words because I'm an author and I've created titles. And you don't just create the title willy-nilly. You really want your title, it's the meaning of the book
Right.
captured in those few words. Right.
Right. Right.
And in this, for those who, and this is the beauty. I mean, I want to show the empowering of How to Eat to Live because it's language like there's no set time for us to die. And then if we look at book 2, it says we are the God of ourselves. Listen, this is from
Yes.
our Savior. This is from the God of this present dispensation of time. This is what he gave to us now. He said, we are the God of ourselves, and we can make a habit of eating once every 7 days, and we can train our bodies not to desire to take food until that end of the 7-day period. We
Right.
are just what we make ourselves. Man, out of all of the language, It could have been some language that said, hey, you need me to get you healthy. You need this, or you need some external source to get yourself healthy. No, look at the language. We are the God of ourselves. Man.
Right.
So when we look at the importance of food, food is really our number one basic necessity, right? We come out of the womb, you need it from when you come out, you need it in the womb because you got that umbilical cord ushering in nutrients to you, right?
Right.
And right. So we always need that. So food is our basic number one basic necessity, right? So look at where food is being placed at. That hold up. And we can make a habit of eating. So we looking at just like eating 3 meals a day is a habit.
Right.
Everything we do in our lives more than once can be considered a habit, right? If you repeat it, it's a habit. Let's not look at I did it for 30 days, 40 days. Let's just be real with it and break it down so we learn how to we want to learn how to extract this power, this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. This is a beautiful paragraph right here, right? So we can make a habit of eating once every 7 days. So for those that think I am starving, no, that's not scientific. See, now you're dealing with a habit. So you're not dealing with nutritional science because you can go 7 days and have no detrimental effect to your body, right?
Right.
So you can go 30 to 40 days before you start to starve to death. So we're looking at, we can make a habit of eating once every 7 days. We can train our bodies not to desire to take food until the end of that 7-day period. Now, when we eat, we understand that scientifically, the science of eating is controlled by 2 hormones. Ghrelin is the message that comes from your gut or your stomach that goes to your brain to signal you to eat. Leptin. Right. Leptin is what comes from the satiety part of your brain. So listen, that's you desire this habit. So in this sense, it's 2 keys because none of these have anything to do with life or death. So you can go 7 days without eating and not hurt yourself. All you have to do is control this habit and your desire. Woo, listen to
that's powerful.
Habit
and desire. Right. And we can change our habits. We can change
and we control our desire. Listen, I have science, the science of thought, art of thinking, the manual for rising above emotions. Desire is an emotion, right? That's going into, or desire is a component that causes emotions, just like your will. Your will is a component that can create emotions because depending on what you are trying to will into existence, you got love, you got peace, happiness, or anger, or madness, right? Sadness. Your desire is where your mindset is at.
Right. The desire feeds the will. Desire. Right.
Right. Which will go into the habit, which we call a lifestyle. That's all your habit is your lifestyle.
And that's choices.
Right. And it says, the last sentence, we are just what we make ourselves. Man, listen to me. Woo! So when we look in Bible and Quran, the Holy Quran says, Allah will not change the condition of a people until they change that condition first. Man, you are just what you make yourself. When you sit at home and wait for a mystery God to bring you food, no, you got to go get it. So when you look at the Bible and it says, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you could say to that mountain or that tree, move, and it'll move. These are things that's going into the power of ourselves. Right? So we aren't powerless to conquer 7 days, to conquer one meal within a 7-day period. If you look at the things you've done in your life, that should be easy. I came through prison. I came through the streets. I died at the age of 19 from a heart condition that just killed one of my cousins, man. We just lost one of to the same thing that's in my mom's side of the family. He's the same age as me, sis.
Wow.
The same.
Man, I'm sorry to hear that.
Man. But it's for me and all of us, it's easy to have a desire and habit that creates unhealthiness, that creates that imbalance that's got your heart messed up. They got you in an abnormal growth stage and they call it cancer. They got you with all COVID-19 conditions. Whatever it is, we have to, we are the God of ourselves. Your body does not move unless you move it. The only thing that you don't move on your own is your heart and your breathing, but you control those. But your body is not a muscle tissue in your body that moves without you. They call it the action potential. That's what moves our muscles. So we are the gods of ourselves. If we learn our habits, our desires, and how to control these, we got, like I said, the science of thought, the art of thinking. This goes into that thought process, like I said, with the science of the thought. So now I know how we think. Now I can use the art part, and I can create with my desire a habit that's the healthiest habit. Man, now I can paint that lifestyle because I know how to use my thinking process. I know how to use my will and my desire to create a habit of heaven, to create a habit of life, because I'm already was killing myself. See, that's the beauty. The condition that Master Farad Muhammad found us in was one of death, man. We were not living at all. We didn't know who we were. We had a strange name in a strange land, eating strange food, being oppressed by a strange people, fulfilling Abraham, that seed, that God would find us. It's no certainty that yes, your seed will be enslaved and inflicted for 400 years, but I will go find them and I will deal with that nation. So I will let him deal with that nation. I'm going to go on this part.
We're going to deal with what we can deal with. All right.
Yeah. I'm going to let him do his job. He said he had a dream at the age of 6 that he was shove into the fire, the Rockefellers and all of these other people that are the controllers, that 10%. I want to get out of his way. He gave us the keys to create our heaven and set ourselves in it at once.
That's right.
That's what we want to share. We want to tell you. That's why I be so excited. That's why Sister Denise be so excited, because we have, not we personally, as just me and her, but this is we as in all of us. We are the gods of ourselves. We are just what we make ourselves. That's our power. So when we're looking, and Sister Denise, before I erase, look, when they got that desire, man, I want something sweet, man. and I don't know what to do. I prayed, that didn't work.
Right.
Because I wanted the sweetness while I was praying. Let's keep
Exactly.
it real. Come on, let's keep
Those
it real
thoughts
now.
come up while you praying. Right.
Let's keep it real, right? What can I do, sis?
You can get some peppermint oil. It goes to the satiety center of your brain. Just taking the top off this peppermint.
Mm, it can't be that easy. Come on
That
now,
easy. Just
stop it.
inhale and take a deep breath. Exhale, and it goes directly within 22 seconds to that satiety center
Mm,
of your limbic system.
mm,
Our sense of smell is connected to our limbic system, that olfactory system. So, and
mm,
it helps you to rise above that desire,
mm,
that emotion to eat,
mm,
to
mm,
eat those sweets. It helps to curb
mm.
those cravings, along with helping you to breathe better, because that is key
Yes,
as well.
yes,
Just
yes,
that simple.
yes. And from that, changing that desire, controlling that desire, because that's output. I control that, right?
Right,
So now I can control my habit. That's output. I control that, right? And now when I understand that I am the God of myself, I move this doesn't move unless I want it to move. Listen,
right,
I've been dead, I've been in prison, I've been in the army, cold, hot, hungry, right? And I prayed through all of them. And it was no, I'm not saying that it was no divine intervention. I'm saying that my body didn't move. I could transport, I could, when I was in that hospital room, I could think I was somewhere else, right? But my body was there.
right,
When I was in the jail cell, I could transport my mind, but my body was still there. When I was in the army and I hated basic training, and they like, it's all mental, yeah, but my body was still there. And I'm
right,
saying that to say we move this. We move, and it doesn't move unless we move. So when we understand that I'm trying to make myself from wherever I'm at to where I want to go, that's not spiritual. That's why this isn't spiritual. This is
right,
science. That's why we trying to show the science of how to eat to live. Because yes, it was given to us by God, but He gave the anatomy. This is biology. You know, this is cellular biology happening in here. We can't go beyond with how our cells function, because that would be going against God, and God isn't going
right,
to do that, right? So when I just when we are looking at how can we are just what we make ourselves. We have our metabolism, and in this we have two main categories. You got your catabolic, and we have our anabolic. So when we are looking at the metabolism, this is a system of actions
right,
responsible for creating energy, responsible for growth and development, homeostasis. But it's a series of different actions that cover almost everything that goes on in our body,
right,
right? But when we are looking at all of these actions, they happen within two main categories. The catabolic, this is breakdown. So whatever is coming in, because you got input from your five senses. It's not just what we put in our mouth. All of this action that's coming in, when it comes in, the catabolic state is responsible for breaking it down, right? So when we are looking at that, this is from what we read, what we spiritually digest, all of this stuff that we put inside of us. So when we are looking, the anabolic state, this uses. So we have two main categories of usage. You got energy, because the body needs energy to live, right? And you got building blocks. Right? So whatever we're putting in, this part is breaking it down. After it's broken down, the anabolic state is using this material, right? Mm-hmm. So, and it's using it for two main parts, energy or building blocks. What is left over is what you are right now. So once your body uses the material, whatever it is that we put in us, once it breaks it down, once it uses it for energy or building blocks, whatever is left over, that's what we are right now.
And so that's saying that you are what you eat, literally.
Literally. Now, let's say you put a Dorito in, right? Everything is molecules. So you put that Dorito in, boom. The digestive state or the catabolic state, these molecules are bonded together. So the catabolic state, what it does is it breaks these bonds, right? So now once it's these things, so when you chew your food, it goes from a big Dorito to little slushy parts. So once it gets into your stomach, right, your stomach produces those gastric juices to further break it down. Once it gets into your small intestines, that's when the vitamins, minerals are extracted. But it has to go through the breakdown process. You got mechanical breakdown, chemical breakdown, right? So when you put that in you, the catabolic state is breaking these things down to the smallest common denominator. Once this thing is getting broke down and it's here, whatever this Dorito is made out of, that's what your energy and what you are. Whatever is left over, that's so these molecules, this energy and whatever, your body can't use unnatural elements. So these unnatural elements, they end up right here. So now when you look at this food causes cancer, it's known to cause cancer. You got on the envelope, it'll say known to cause cancer in California, known to do this, right? So they'll have it on the food container.
Right there.
How does that cause cancer? Because this material is toxic. So when your body goes to break it down, it's releasing toxic energy. It's releasing toxic building blocks. And whatever is left over is toxic. So you are still carrying this toxicity.
Right.
And if you repeat this with every meal, you got something bad, a Snickers.
And then think about
a Tic Tac.
Yes. Think about that, and eating all times of day, more than once a day. Right. Even at that one meal a day, if we're not eating the right foods, it's still not how to eat to live.
That's why it's fasting with the right foods.
Right.
Because even if you fast, and fasting is you're stopping the bad habits. So if you're fast, all right, I'm fasting from the bad things. But then you go and you put this bad toxic material in you. When your body has it, it's going to break it down. Right. And then once it's broken down, it has to use it. It has to do something with it. So when it's extracted that energy, when it's extracted the building blocks, that's you. So if you look at a picture and you say, hey, 10 years ago, I was 150. Now I'm 220, right? Or 200.
Right.
What do you think that extra weight is? See, this is that
Right.
stuff. Once it gets done using it for energy and building block, what's left over is you. If you put toxic stuff in your body doesn't know what to do with it, including creating feces to move it out. So you
Right.
collect it in your, so it's just, it'll be right here. You'll see that person, and it'll be right here. Because your intestines, they go like that, and then they wrap around. So they can
Right. So
expand, right? So the you is right there. He say we are what we make ourselves to be. So this is that phenomenon, how it goes from in our mouth and we collect it, because if it's toxic material, the body is gonna store it. It's gonna store it.
mm-hmm.
And you'll keep on, and then that'll be
Next
one of
years.
the, but and this is
Yeah.
the beauty of just one paragraph. All of this comes from one paragraph out of How to Eat to Live. Like in those two books,
You're right.
they are the foundation for my business. Like, so everything that I
Mm-hmm.
had, including, like I said, with the science of thought, he said, you are the God of
Right.
yourself. You are what you make yourself. That's a thought process, because as you conceive, you achieve, right?
Chief.
The,
Right.
right. So if we don't understand that desire that creates our habits, that will that moves us and keeps
Mm-hmm.
us in motion, then we might just, what they call it, spinning your wheels.
Right.
I feel like I'm in a rat race. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that's not
Going
good.
nowhere.
Go no fast. How they say, going
Right.
nowhere fast.
No, nowhere fast.
Right. Right. So, and this is what we wanted to share, because like I said, with before, while we the control of how to eat to live, it's not necessarily, okay, when I eat, let me eat 4,000 calories. Let me fill myself up so I can have enough to go for 3, 4, 5 days. No,
Right.
that's not the control, because you still not controlling your body. He said,
Right.
we can make this body do whatever it wants it to do.
Wants to
We
do.
train it. So that key word of training, we train it. We can train it into a new habit of going 7 days, and it won't call for food. It won't act. You control that gremlin. Remember, the gremlin comes from here in family. That's the key to this, because if we know how it works and we got it from God, that's the beauty. We got it from
Right.
God. When we looking,
And Brother Sean, go explain what that is again. Grenadine.
yeah, I'm ready to do it right now.
Okay.
When you, uh-oh, that's not right. How does it go? HRE, there you go. It's one of them funny words, man. Ghrelin.
Right.
It comes from
Grenadine.
yours normally when the stomach is empty, right? We got self-preservation.
Mm-hmm.
So when the stomach is empty, usually it will send that hormone of ghrelin up your spine. So once it goes up to your spine, it will signal, boom, boom, boom. The stomach is empty. You gotta eat, boom, boom, boom. And this is what you get that hunger sensation from. But it's also from that
Right.
habit. We create that habit of eating at night or breakfast, eating at lunch, eating at the certain times. So now your body is at that time of the day, it will create ghrelin.
Right.
And you will, I'm hungry, right? So leptin is the turnoff. And you get two main ways you get that from eating. And during the act of eating, you turn it off, right? And also from pleasure. because leptin comes from your satiety. That comes from that part, that satiety part of your brain, your limbic system, right?
Right.
So
That's
if we
insane.
do something pleasing,
Right.
pleasurable, that satisfies us, it will send that signal of leptin down from the brain. And it will go to the stomach and say, nah, we good. We all right. We don't.
Look,
Your
Brother
body,
Sean,
see, yes.
satisfied from that peppermint
See?
triggers that
See?
leptin. See, it's a
Mm,
science. This is science, y'all. This is science.
mm.
It's not
See?
just smell good. This is
No,
science.
no. And it's just this easy to control your eating habits.
Right.
If you know you're not hungry, that okay, it's a hormone, ghrelin. It's just my body talking to itself. I really,
Mhm.
I don't have nothing to do with that conversation. I could be at work, right? So you were at work typing, and this is your body talking to itself, and you starting to get bubble, like, oh man, I must be hungry. You don't know what you want to eat. You don't have a really a, I don't just give me
Plan.
something. Right.
Right.
See, this is what's internal communication, right? So we can misinterpret it because nobody ever told us that it's a hormone, ghrelin, coming
Mhm.
from the stomach, going to my brain saying boom, 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 boom. But no, they didn't tell us that, okay, eating turns it off. We know that. But they didn't tell us that pleasure turns it off.
Wow, that's powerful.
Right. They didn't tell us that satiety turns it off. But how many, that's why, so when you see people that don't even doing nothing, children, how many children sit home bored, but they
Bored.
hungry? I'm hungry. You just ate. How many parents, oh, look, you just ate, go sit down. See, because there is no
Right.
pleasure in boredom. I'm not
Right.
satisfied. I'm,
Wow. Light bulb moment.
I'm bored. See, in basic training, they replace your habit of eating with you doing something. So
Mhm.
you're not just sitting around thinking about, I'm hungry. You out in the field, you camping, you doing this. So whenever they give you a morsel, they give you that nasty MRE. You eating it up because I'm hungry. I ain't got time to, you know what I'm saying? But because you work me. But this is the thing. So when we don't understand the habit, and
Mm.
we don't, a lot of us don't let our stomachs get empty. So we're not getting ghrelin from it being empty.
And
We're
what is
getting it
that
from,
stimulates what produces that ghrelin? What causes the ghrelin to
it's supposed to be from an empty stomach,
okay.
because the stomach, when it swells up from you eating it and it goes back down, part of that self-preservation, it will eventually say, hey, we don't have no food. You might want to eat something to keep us
Right,
alive. You know what I mean?
right,
Because
right.
if you don't have nothing to tell you you're eating, you can see people that just work all day, and you can watch, or like a movie, like one of those movies where the person is that mad scientist, they in there and they don't eat
Mhm.
nothing, don't drink nothing, and they work themselves to death. Because they are satisfied, they in pleasure. They aren't even aware that their physical body needs food because they're mentally
Right,
and emotionally and spiritually stimulated, satisfied. And you'll see that
right.
assistance or that other person
Right,
come in, you gotta eat something. You got here, just eat a little bit. You
right.
feel me? So this is a person that is,
Okay. Now, yes, you connected some dots. Yes, go ahead, brother. That was
no,
powerful.
but and
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. But this is it's just two hormones. But like I said, this is coming from the body.
Right.
This is coming from the head. We don't have to
Mm-hmm.
eat. They tell you to eat to cut it off. You don't have to eat to produce pleasure. Like you said, you smell that peppermint. That's going to stimulate leptin. You
Right.
sometimes, if you find pleasure in prayer, if you pray because it's obligatory, then you won't produce leptin. If you pray because you know what, I love to pray, I love God, I'm not praying for nothing, I'm praying to give thanks, right? Then
Right.
you produce leptin because you can become satisfied from prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Just like
Wow.
some people love to read books and they can read a book and
Read all
become
day,
hungry.
don't think about eating.
Right. So these are the things, because fasting is a cure. Fasting is not it's not a disciplinary act. It's a cure. Oh, you
Right.
who believe fasting is prescribed, it's a prescription. So that's not, it's not to be thought of as taking something
Uh,
away from myself.
Away. Right. Like you're being deprived of something.
Right, right. And before we go,
Right.
look, I just want, and then this is going to connect what me and you one more time, sis. Okay, now you got not eating, right? So this is the action. The action is to not eat, right? So on
Right.
this side, you call it starving. On this side, you call it fasting. Same thing. It's the same thing. You're not going to eat.
Right.
Now, if you think you're starving, right, man, you're going to hurt yourself, because now
Right.
the hormones and the emotions that you are producing is that, man, I'm starving. I can't wait to eat. Man, my stomach, oh, I can't think, oh.
Right. And you make right. And you're causing it from the wording, from what you're saying. I'm starving.
You literally make yourself sick.
Perception is everything. Right.
Mm,
Perception is everything.
fasting. You
Everything.
man, it's the holy month of Ramadan. The doctor would tell you fast before you have this procedure. Right.
Right.
So fasting
Yes.
is a prescription. It's not
Mhm.
punishment. So you don't think of, I'm making myself sick. So now you heal. This is why you hear those testimonies. After Ramadan or after fasting, I feel so good. I feel so light. I feel so, man, my mind is improved. I feel better, my skin. And you hear all of
Right.
these beautiful testimonies. It's the same. All you're doing is not eating. But
Right.
this is the power. Just like it's just two hormones, it's two words. If you call it fasting, if your intentions is, I'm doing it because this is a prescription, you're going to heal yourself. If you doing
Right.
it just because somebody told you to do it, I don't really feel like doing it, but I got to.
Right.
See,
As a ritual. Right.
you're
You want
gonna
to get
think
the
you're
benefit.
starving. And
Mhm.
at the end of the process, instead of healing yourself, you're gonna, because of the hormones, you
Yeah,
produce,
that's a negative. Right.
you're gonna fill yourself with adrenaline. You're going to fill yourself with cortisol. You're going to fill yourself with epinephrine. These are the stress hormones. See, these are the stress
Right.
hormones. So you're going to think you're going to stress yourself out because I'm starving.
Wow.
Over here, you're going to produce endorphins. Woo, listen to me now. Man, listen.
This is
This is the
wonderful.
God hormone. This is you talk, stress is that you ever seen the Incredible Hulk is filled with adrenaline and cortisol. God is filled with endorphins, because both of them are powerful, but this is a peaceful power.
Mhm.
This is, you know what? I don't care what you do, because if you come over here, I'm finna hurt you, buddy. So I'm gonna smile. Yeah, go ahead. Come on. Come on. See,
Right.
you. This one is that. Man. Come on. See, that's the difference.
Right.
This how you go through starvation.
That's
You be in starvation like a fire. Man, it's eating me up. It's burning. Now you can feel that fire in fasting, but it's a purifying fire. Because in
right.
fasting, you're producing endorphins. That's feeding your brain. So you become enlightened.
Mm.
You become awakened. You become like, wow, look at that color. I didn't even, what? You start hearing sounds you hear a mosquito, like, wow, mosquitoes.
Mm. Right. You
See,
hear stuff. Right. Your
you hear an
senses
ant
are
crawling.
awakened. Yes.
You ever heard of ant crawling?
An ant?
Yes.
No.
Oh my God. Yo, yeah, man. I'm trying to tell you. Man, we gonna say that for another show. But look, this
Another
is
show.
yeah. All praises due to Allah for coming in the divine person of Master Farad Muhammad, and giving to us, blessing us here, man, not just with Islam, not just with a mindset, a new name, but with a way for us to actually live.
A way of
Because
life.
we weren't living, but nobody in America is living, because we follow the American diet. We incorporated into the American society. So this whole society is dead. But look what he gave us, man, us little poor Negroes, that our
Right.
own people that come over here from Africa don't even like us, man. And here this man came. And he just said, you know what? I love you. And here's a solution. Wow. Let me give it to y'all first. Here's a solution. Show the world. Listen,
Right.
I want you to show don't show them that God came by your name. Show them that God came because be you transformed. Let me show you how to
Right.
transform your physical body
Your
from a
mind.
state of death to a state of abundant life. That's beauty, man.
That's right.
I
Beautiful.
can't thank him enough for, man. I can't thank the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, because when we look at that, this man has literally.
Can you hear me, Brother Sean?
Okay, hold on. Can you hear me, sir? Can you hear me?
Yes.
He has
Yes, I can
spent
hear you.
his whole adult life talking about the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Master Farad Muhammad. Like he spent, like I haven't, like he spent his whole life just to let us know that there is a God and that there is a messenger, right?
Right.
So when we looking at this beautiful man, I was born in 73. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad left in 75. Master Farad Muhammad left in 1935. I would have not known who either one of them two was if he had not stood up and told us that they are here, that they are alive. Because every word that
Absolutely.
comes out of his mouth is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said
Right.
this. The Honorable Elijah, man, and all
Exactly.
of the other people that stood up, they said either he was dead or they were the new people in charge, and they did change this and they changed that. The uniforms don't look the same. The lessons aren't the same. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan changed nothing, man. Look, if you
That's
hold up
right.
a picture from the first resurrection to this one, the FOI uniform is the same. The Supreme Wisdom lessons are the same. The house is the same. We are all praises, dude. I just had to put that in there real quick because
Yes.
both
Praise
of us
to
follow him,
Allah.
and yeah, just let the world know.
Yes. Exactly. Reflecting Farrakhan. That's right. Yes, sir. This is has been beautiful, Brother Sean.
All
Can
praises
you hear
be
me?
to Allah. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, sir. This has been absolutely beautiful. Wow. We
Yeah, that
have
would be.
uh, we have quite a few listening today, and thank you all that have shared it and just bearing witness to what we're saying. It's been wonderful. Anything
Yeah.
else you want to add? Any closing comments?
I mean, just let us all be found practicing how to eat to live. Let us want more for our individual self. We can love our spouse, we can love our parents, we can love our children, and we can want the best for them. But let us want the best for ourselves enough to just practice how to eat to live. We
Right.
don't have to be, especially now, we don't have to be fearful of these external factors. Because once I practice this beautiful science, I know that the only thing that can hurt me is me. I have to,
Right.
we kill ourselves daily by what we think, eat, and drink. That's what weakens us. That's what renders our body so powerless that these external things can kill us. So yes, yes. And if
Right.
y'all have any
Exactly.
any questions, please contact Sister Denise or myself because it's never too late, but it doesn't start until we start it.
Right.
Right.
It's all about what we choose to do and loving
Mm,
ourselves enough to do the right thing, practice what we've been taught.
yes, ma'am.
That's it. Absolutely. Well, thank you all for tuning in and tune back in with us again when we come back for the Health and Wellness Power Hour. We greatly appreciate it. If you watch this on the replay, we appreciate you as well and share the information out. Share the information. All right. You all take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace and blessings.